KG is here. Another video, another transfer talk, but this time we have some confirmation news of a signing. Leeds United complete the signing of Brenden Aaronson from RB Salzburg for a reported £28 million. Now, please, as you're coming in, smash a like on the video. If you're watching replay, smash a like also and subscribe to the channel. Now, yeah, I mean, listen, this one has been long in the works. You know, we've known about Brenden Aaronson since January. They finally get it completed. He'll arrive on the 1st of July formally, but the deal is done. So unless anything gets cancelled, we do have this player in the door, which is good. It's a good start. And that's the key thing, a good start. Big up to everyone in the chat so far. Robbie is asking, is he any good? We'll get into all of that. Jack Wilson, the ghost of Click, just got busted. Well, yeah. Listen, Chris Summerscales, this is a question I do get asked, and it's something I'll probably consider with the members of the channel, probably. But listen, I've had too many of my other, shall we say, camaraderies in the content creating game get done with phone-ins, and that's with people turning on their cameras and showing a bit of the junk that we don't want to see on YouTube. So I'm just holding back on that for now, but I'm not saying it's out of the question. It's something that I probably will do in the future, but just not yet. Just not yet. Blinky Fish finally got our man. Yeah, we have. Todd K, big ups from Austin, Texas. Shout out to you in Texas, and you know, thoughts to those kids out there as well. As we all know what happened over there in Texas at the school. But yeah, and bless up to the Philadelphia people that will probably be tuning in too. Sorry to say it, I'm a Pittsburgh Penguins fan. Don't hate me for it, or don't be jealous of it because your team hasn't won the Stanley Cup in quite a few years. But welcome. It's all good over here. Martin Forsyth's going to be interested in something. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. And yeah, I mean, Fabrizio Romano says it's a reported fee of 28 million. So, you know, Fabrizio is one of the very few journalists that I trust in terms of information he gets. You know, he gets fed a lot of stuff. Obviously, sometimes he gets fed duds. But if he says it's around 28, no reason to disbelieve. One thing that I would say as well, it's pretty good of the Red Bull network to do business with Leeds again, you know, considering the whole Augustin debacle. So it just shows you that, you know, money does sometimes talk louder than disrespect or whatever's happened there. But yeah, Brenden Aaronson, he signed and he gave his interview today. Nothing really major stuck out to me. I mean, he was watching over the past month. Yeah, worst kept secret. Yeah, absolutely. He was watching over the past month in terms of looking at Leeds' progress and seeing if we're going to stay in the league or not. He was nervous. He was out in Austria, I think, with his girlfriend, who was there today with him. And they were just keeping an eye on the results. And obviously the last day, drama, he was sweating and hoping that Leeds United would stay up. And I think that's a good thing that he was invested that much. I think you could even tell, though, back in January when he was asked by journalists about Leeds United, you could kind of tell. Listen, if you read body language pretty well, you know that he was very interested in coming. But at the time, they had Champions League and they didn't want to let him go, and that's fair enough. You know, they thought they might have had a chance against Munich, and they did. They had a decent first leg, didn't they? But you know, Bayern Munich are a juggernaut. But listen, what we're getting, he's played under Jesse Marsch for half a year, which I think is very important. And for me, that's another thing as well why I'm giving Jesse Marsch a bit more time. You know, I know at one point I did say I'm not sure whether this guy should continue or not, but I'll go back to my first point with Jesse Marsch, and that he needs to get his own players in the system that he wants to play. Brenden Aaronson is perfect for that kind of system. It's going to be more narrow. He's an attacking midfielder central. So you're looking at attacks from the middle. And that's a Jesse Marsch trait. And he says he fits the system perfectly. He's a team player, which is always good to hear. I mean, he did say something that did make me go, ugh. And he said, what was it? He likes the family feel. Oh, no, please, no more family. But I know what he means in terms of that. You know, the leaders of the group there will welcome him there. It is a welcome family. You know, Leeds, one city. Whoever puts on the shirt for Leeds, ask most of the fans, they will back him till they hilt until it's just like, ugh, I can't back this guy anymore. So you'll always get a lot of slack with the Leeds fans. He said that Jesse Marsch was a factor, but Leeds United was the main pull. And for me, that's very important because it just shows that even if something does go wrong with Jesse Marsch, which fingers crossed it doesn't, that he's not coming here just for the coach. He's coming here because he wants to play for Leeds United, and of course the pull of the Premier League. So that's huge for me. Jack Wilson, will he be able to dislodge Tyler Roberts? Tyler Roberts needs to hand over that number 11 shirt, man. He needs to hand it over. Blinky Fish, I thought of you, KG, when you just talk about the family feeling. Yeah, I was like, oh, no. But I know what he means in terms of being welcome. Look, he's a young guy coming into a totally new dressing room. It's going to take some getting used to. And you know what? I'm glad as well about the term of the contract, because I was hearing 3 years. And for me, that doesn't make any sense when he's 21, 22 to get a 3-year contract in the Premier League, because if he does the business, say this season, and fingers crossed he does, we're going to have to renegotiate next year because he'll only have 2 years left on his deal. It doesn't make any sense. So 5 years is perfect for me, perfect contract length. And what I'll say about his game, Jacob Smith, I hope his heat maps are good. Oh man, and listen, you know what I need to say as well? Shout out to everyone that got involved in the player ratings live. Honestly, that was a whole lot of fun. That was a whole lot of fun. It made the video go extra long, but it was a lot of fun doing that. So shout out to everyone that was involved. But listen, Brendan's game, he loves to play on the front foot. That's vitally important for me. Front foot, looks to go forward, looks to create space, good passing, good crossing, but he's got a shot on him too. I think he's more of a creator first than a shoot, but he's not scared to shoot the ball, and he can use his left and right foot. And he's got a bit of pace on him, people. So we're not going to be seeing our attacking midfielders look like they're running through treacle, which is great. He for me is what we call now a modern day Premier League midfielder. He's got all those attributes. Think of like a Conor Gallagher kind of player who just looks athletic and is athletic, but goes forward as well. And he's got some good technique too. Now, we're talking about someone that's coming from the Austrian league. Yes, it's not the greatest league, but he handled himself well in the Champions League for me. And that was the key thing. And if you can handle yourself in the Champions League, I reckon you'll be all right in the Prem. So I'm looking forward to him playing. I really am. I'm excited about this one, but it has to be the start. That's the main thing. Vic Vinegar's asking, how many do you think we need? We have to get at least 5 or 6. I would say 6 is probably the least we should be going for. James here saying, KG, James Marshman said we are favourites to sign Calvin Ramsey, or I must be watching your videos. Well, listen, if he is watching them, please go and get Sanderberg next to really make our midfield something that I would look forward to watching next year. Listen, Brendan's a really good start. And like I say, it's good that he's worked with Jesse Marsch before. I think that's a really good thing. I think he'll be a seamless fit. I hear people talk about the Americans that haven't really adapted to the Prem, but I think he's got it good. I think he's got it good. I think he's got all the attributes to be a hit here. He hasn't got the LeBron James of the football world like Christian Pulisic has. He hasn't got that kind of tag on him, but he's also ambitious too. Like someone said there, he's won trophies. And he's looking to be a key part of the American team in the World Cup, and he knows he has to work hard to do that. So, listen, I think it's going to be a good signing, people. I've got no qualms about this, and I'm not going to say that about every single signing if I don't believe it. Please believe me, because if we ever sign like a Almiron, shout out to Jack Grealish, I would not be in favor of that at all. It wouldn't make no sense to me. So, but yeah, Brenden Aaronson is in the building. And I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm excited, but this is one. And does this one really count because it was from January? Do we count that as a? We got to count it because they went through with it. But yeah, this has got to be the first of many. Todd K saying he's extremely aggressive with the ball. Will get fouled a lot. He's small and will win free kicks. Needs work on his goal scoring. But KG, like you said, he's an ambitious type. Yeah. His goal scoring for me isn't the strongest suit. It's the creative part. And that's the exciting thing for me, because he's always looking to pass forward. He's always looking for the players forward. He does the little tricks. He likes to dribble with the ball. That's another key thing too, people. He dribbles with the ball. So it's for me, it's a winner. And 28 million, if that's the price, listen, maybe Salzburg bumped it up because of the Red Bull ties before that we've had with Augustin. Who cares? We got to get these players in, and it's up to them now to just make up the difference and sell some of the players that we've got. Let's do it. Jack, you've actually covered this. I was going to say this later, Jack, so I might as well just say it now. You've put it in. Good news, Nketiah signed a new deal, so he ain't the mystery striker. And I was going to mention that later. But yes, people, you can stop bothering me now with the Eddie Nketiah shouts. It's done. And listen, we don't pay the bills. We don't pay the players' wages. Doesn't matter to us how much they get paid. But he's getting a cool 100,000 a week at Arsenal. Is he worth that? Mm, mm. I'm just glad it's all over. I'm glad it's all over. Ben Turner saying, yes, KG, this is a decent transfer for us, a hard worker in the midfield that always wants the ball. That's correct. Click seemed like he didn't want the ball after this season. Yeah, listen, yeah, we've got to move on from those kind of guys. Honestly, this is the new wave now. This is the new breed that we need to bring in. This is the new type of player that you have to succeed in the Premier League. It's imperative that you get these kind of players in now, people. It's so important. So I'm excited. I'm excited about this. Yes. Jack Wilson, hooray for knowing Nketiah. Thank the Lord for Arsenal's. Listen, he may be okay. He may be okay for Arsenal, but for me, 100 grand a week, nah, not for me, man. I think there's much better out there where you could get cheaper. But like I say, wages isn't our problem, people. We're not paying the wages, so it's up to the club. And if Arsenal deem him worthy of 100,000 a week, more power to him. But I'm just glad I won't have to answer that question anymore. So yeah, listen, and get your comments in about Brenden Aaronson in the live chat now, and if there's anything, I'll flag it up. And in the comments on the video after, give me your thoughts on him. Connor Sheridan is saying, I like the idea of integrating more of the Red Bull players who know the system. Yeah, it's quite interesting, isn't it, in terms of that? Because Patson Daka hasn't really got that much time in the Leicester team this year. And I know I've mentioned Iheanacho as a striking target who I'd love to see at Leeds United. But I just wonder if they're going to keep Vardy for another year, if maybe Daka would be available on loan. I mean, for me, that would make a lot of sense and would be low risk. He's worked with Patson Daka before in the Red Bull Salzburg team. I wouldn't mind that. See, I'm always just looking. I'm just looking for just angles just to get in better players here. And if it took a loan of Daka and Leicester say, listen, you need to start him and play him, I don't see any problem with that. But yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? It's exciting though. I will say that it's exciting. It's just exciting to be involved in these talks. Oh, I mean, I just say it again. When I thought we was getting relegated and I saw that Romain Sawyers was released by West Brom, I'm thinking, oh God, we're gonna have to go back into these kind of fields again. Well, we're not, people. So yes, just so much relief, I'm telling you. OC Baseball, extremely important player for USA. Love that he's Leeds now. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's. I mean, like I say, there's no. I don't have any doubts about this one in terms of. I mean, he could flop. He could. Of course, that can happen. Every signing is a risk. Every single one. Romelu Lukaku, you would have thought would have been a banker for Chelsea. It's turned out to be a bit of a disaster. There's a risk in every signing, but I just think that there's only positives from this one. I think it's going to be good. Look, Tobes is saying here, I followed him since Philadelphia, and something that's encouraging is that he's always immediately made the step up to the next level without needing time, from MLS to Austria to international to Champions League. Beautiful, well put. So yeah, Brenden Aaronson, that's done. Just want to give some updates on some other rumors and things like that, because this probably will be the last video of the weekend, because I'm going to spend some time with my family. I'm looking forward to it as well, man. I'm going to be spending some time with my family this weekend, so this probably be the last video I get out before I get back. But yeah, Cody Drameh has been talking to Jesse Marsch, and it looks like he's willing to fight for his place next season. That's a positive again. More good news here, because I think we get another right back in, and we'll talk about someone we've been linked with. It's important in terms of having somebody like that, young and hungry, who's looking to succeed. And I think it's a good move because Ayling's going to be out forever, hopefully. Oh, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. But yes, it's going to be good. You get Drameh in, back in, and you get another right back as your first choice overall. Listen, that's the competition we need. We need two players for every position. Enough of this. He can play in three positions and on all that stuff. We need two players for each position, in my opinion, just to make the squad more full. But yeah, that's the good news. Cody Drameh is willing to fight for his place, so it doesn't look like he's gonna. Yeah, listen, you can see through it. Like I just said at the start, if you can read body language, you'll know. If you know, you know. Jack Harrison rumors. Actually, somebody mentioned it while I was live in the other transfer talk I did, and they said Newcastle are interested, and apparently it's true. And also West Ham United have thrown their hat into the ring. Very interesting. I want to get some of your thoughts on that with Jack Harrison. And let's just throw a figure out there. If Jack Harrison we get a bid of say 30 million for Jack Harrison. Let's just say 30. Would you accept that for Jack Harrison? And I just wonder as well, and it was always something where we looked at this with the wingers, how we're just abundant. We got too many wingers, and Jesse Marsch loves a narrow system. So you just wonder if he's not going to be converted to a left wing back, which I think he could be and should be actually. What is there any chance of any of these wingers actually staying? Harrison, I mean Raphinha, I mean he's already trying to get out, and good luck to him. But Harrison, Somerville, I mean who else is there? I mean Costa's got to go in for. He's just got to go anyway. But you know what I mean? I think if he's not going to be converted to a left fullback or wing back, it might be good business to sell him. But I do like him though. That's the thing. I like Jack Harrison. I like him a lot. But I mean, Terry's here saying can't sell everyone. You can't. But if you can get money in like 30 million for Jack Harrison, and Jesse doesn't seem fitting into his system, can you really say no? So it's about positional and fit in the team. Hannah saying, I take 30 million. He's very hot and cold, Harrison. As much as I do rate him, I'd rather keep him though. Man, you just mishmash it all up, Hannah. You say he can go, he can stay. I like him, but he's hot and cold. I get it. But that's what he is though. That's how, but in truth, that's how I feel about him. On his day, he's so good. But when it's not going right, man, you don't even know he's there sometimes. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, some people saying snap their hands off. Oh, TM. 30 mil, I take 15. God damn. Wow. Jack saying people are talking rubbish. Jack can't leave. Mickey saying we need to keep him. Yeah, so listen, it's a mixed bag. And that's what you get with a player like Jack Harrison. PSF, sell. Of course. Of course, Dan James. We still got Dan James. How could I forget Dan James? So yeah, it's going to be interesting to look out for the Jack Harrison developments. But ideally, I would like him to stay as a left wing back if we could, because it doesn't look like we're playing with any width next year. But it's going to be, don't be scared of it, people. It's going to be players that are suited to a narrow system, unlike it was this year. So we got to give Jesse a chance to implement that. Raphinha talk. Yes, Barcelona trying their best to prize him away. Raphinha in turn wants to go Barca, but Barca are trying to add, I mean, what is it, 40 million plus a player? I mean, I think Connor mentioned it in the group chat yesterday. It was something like 40 million plus Dest. I want to talk about Sergino Dest in a bit, but for me, I don't want to see any figures like 40 million for Raphinha. And I'm a big advocate. If the player wants to go, let him go. Absolutely. You do not want to keep unhappy players. It just unsettles everything. But you've got to know your worth. You got to know your worth in life, people. Just a little life lesson there. But know your worth. And Raphinha, for me, 40 million. I don't want to see that figure attached to Raphinha. Because if I'm saying 30 million for Harrison, you can't be selling Raphinha for 10 million more. So it's got to be more. Now, Sergino Dest, I'll just roll this into one because he is a right back from Barca. I saw him more at Ajax, in truth. I haven't really seen him that much for Barca, but I saw him at Ajax, and he's a brilliant young player. Another USA international, people, so that's another US link. I don't know if it's a lazy link or not, but we apparently are interested in Sergino Dest, which for me, I mean, that's a huge upgrade at right back over Luke Ayling. I mean, it's not saying much, I know, but it's true. It's a huge upgrade. Had a couple of injury issues, which is always like but I like the look of him. Now, let's just say Barca came in and said 60 plus Dest. I would say yes, because then that totals up to around like 76, 77 million. I think that's fair. But 40 plus Dest, I'm not feeling that at all. No, I'm not feeling about that. Um, so yeah, the money has to be more for Raphinha, and we can't let him go on the cheap. We just can't. He's one of our most valuable assets outside of Calvin Phillips, and to sell him for 40, yeah, I'm not feeling it. And there, Vic Vinegar makes a great point here. Barca paid well, yeah, they actually paid 55 million for Ferran Torres. Vic Vinegar 55, and Raphinha or Torres, it's Raphinha all day long. So obviously, though, it's all in the negotiation stage. It's all like, well, let's try and test their resolve with 40 million. But I think they know they're going to have to bring that figure up. Um, Ben saying Dest ain't worth 30. Now, he's not worth 30 million. I think he's probably worth about 20. So if you're saying, like, say, 60 million plus Dest, I would probably take that more than I would 40 million plus Dest, because that to me doesn't make much sense. And Gavin Parry, don't want any players from Spain based on Orta's record. Yeah, I mean, listen, you've got to kind of take that out. I mean, that's just like saying if you buy a bust from the Premier League, you don't want to sign any more Premier League players. You got to think a little bit outside the box in that, because not every Spanish player is a bust. Listen, Chelsea again, they signed Saul on loan. Saul was a key player for Atletico Madrid. He turned out to be a busted flush. So, but there are players that have succeeded over here. And Sergino Dest, for me, well, he was raised more in the Ajax system for me. So I love a bit of that Dutch football. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see developments on that right back flank with Dest, Raphinha to Barca. We're just going to keep a look on it, because apparently, Raphinha has handed in a transfer request and no one's come out to deny it. So yeah, I mean, listen, Jacob saying any risk of Dest being another Firpo Barca squad fullback. No, listen, it happens, doesn't it? If you buy one dead player from a team, doesn't mean that you should never buy from them again. I don't believe in that kind of thing. That's just not the way I think in terms of buying from clubs. If you can get good players from Barcelona, but there was another player they were trying to add in this swap deal with Raphinha. I don't even know his name. That's when you say no. But Desta's got some pedigree, but the money has to go up. Eddie Nketiah, I spoke about them. That is it, I think. That is it. So yeah, the striker won't be Eddie Nketiah, as I mentioned earlier. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who we're going for, who this Premier League striker that is that we're going in for. Jack Wilson, Barcelona can have Firpo back. I wonder if they'd take that deal, say you can have Raphinha, give us Dest, but you got to take Firpo too. What do you reckon? You reckon they'd say yes? Vic Vinegar asking, will the striker be Minamino? Well, no, because Minamino is not a striker for a start. He's a like a left inside forward, attacking midfielder. He's not a striker. Because if he was a striker, his goal record is not good. No, not Che Adams. No. Yeah. So yeah, listen, people, this one won't be too long today. This is pretty much it. But anything I've discussed on the video today, if you've got any suggestions as well as for more players, listen, I went through my list on my last video, and a lot of people like the sound of quite a few of those players. Like I say, I hope that the board are looking at those kind of players in terms of getting them in. It would only make us better, not blowing my own trumpet or anything, pause, but it would make us so much better. And I'm not asking for players that are going to cost the earth. Some even could get on loan. So, yeah. Let's have a look. I mean, Daryl, I get it. Bamford quality striker. Okay. Wooksy asking, would you take Timo Werner? He's from the RB system. Yes, he is. But I don't think that I don't think we can afford him. I know I've just said you've got to have money, but for Timo Werner, something like 200,000 a week, no, 225,000 a week at Chelsea. So even if we were to try and say sort out a loan deal, I don't think we can do it at this point of our Premier League lifespan. Our second time around, I don't think we can do it. Bro, yeah, I think he's possible. It's going to be interesting anyway. It's going to be interesting to see who it is. But people, I'm going to leave it there. Put your thoughts about Brenden Aaronson and anything else discussed on the video today. And yeah, I'll see you probably after the weekend, people. Unless there's anything I can do, I might just have to go on my phone if there's anything huge that happens. Oh yeah, gotta say, someone said about Tammy Abraham, but we're not getting Tammy Abraham. But look at that, the winner, Jose Mourinho. Gotta say, Jose, just a winner, 5 European trophies, man. I love the guy. He's box office. He's an acquired taste, but I love that kind of guy because he's cocky, but he backs it up. Love that. But yeah, people, that is it from me. Peace out. Have a good one.